So the first thing I'm going to do is start cutting out these shapes from paper. So I'm going to start with my rectangle. So I'm going to take my piece of paper here. I have my rectangle drawn out, and I'm not entirely sure how long I want it, so I just drew a pretty long strip for my rectangle. And then I can take this now and I can wrap it around and create my tube. The easiest way to add the top and the bottom of my tube is once I secure this tube and I have this ready to go, then I can put it onto another piece of paper and glue it down to another piece of paper. And once it's glued to this bottom piece of paper, I can take my scissors and cut around that. That's the easiest way to get the same shape on the top and the bottom of my tube. Once I do that, then I can start by drawing the shapes for the top part of my frosting. So I started this by drawing out half of it because I knew that I wanted the other side of it to be symmetrical. So I drew half of it, I cut it out on a straight line so that I could trace one side and then flip it and trace the other side so it's symmetrical on both sides. And then that way I can kind of keep that shape of the frosting, but it's going to be symmetrical and a little bit more simplified. Then I can cut out this shape from my piece of paper and trace this a whole bunch of different times, however many times, 8 times, and then cut those out, and then cut out my negative space from those and my other shape down here so I can start assembling my cupcake. So here's what that would look like as a final cupcake with my tube at the bottom. I have the circle on the bottom, circle on the top for those shapes. Then I also cut out these kind of flat triangles to glue around as like a relief, which gives it a little bit more detail for the bottom part. And then the top part, I have that shape that I cut out and I repeated, and then I cut in these little negative spaces here for sprinkles, and I just kind of glued them together like I would if I was making that half of a sphere, and that created the shape of my sculpture in the round of a cupcake.